morning, I am Robin, also known as Robin. This is my small crochet business called Sweet Beans Crochet, where I make and sell crochet plushies. This is a market prep week. I have a big event happening. It ended up being a 3-day market. My first time selling in about 5 months, so needless to say, I was nervous, I was excited, ready to join this journey with me and grab a whip and a coffee or whatever your drink of choice is, and I'll see you in just a second. This vlog does go back to the last 2 weeks.
Hi, it's Friday night. I get to crochet. And did I ever share with you what my toxic trait was? Saying I'm gonna complete 100 projects, completing not even a full one. This is the Snake by Crochet Grove. Spiral is so cool on this project, by the way. I'm missing like 3 more colors. Like I need to do like 30 more rounds, and I stopped and went to bed yesterday. But look, he's so cute. This is the lineup of plushies I've been making. This is the Crochet Grove Snake. I love the coil on it. I did somehow mess up between the colors of yellow and green because it coils a little differently right there. Overall, love that pattern. I used her same head to create this long worm version. I just didn't do all of the coiling. Hello, Canella. This is my puppy, the best dog in the world. This is the wiener dog pattern. I really love this one. I'm definitely going to be making more of these in different color variations. And this is the flamingo by Murphy Crochets. Compared to my hand, this is how big it is. And overall, this pattern took me a little bit longer than I would have liked, but look how cute his little bum is. I love that tail. Here are the Sitting Cats by Murphy Crochets. They still need noses. Hello to my bunny back there. Overall, those are cute. Here's the frog pattern. This is a free Instagram pattern, and compared to my hand, it is very tiny. And this is Aura, my bunny, releasing today, actually, and her little carrot bag. This is the Dutch bunny version that I made of Aura. I love this bunny. So I've got like 4 bags full of stock, and then I've been like prepping slowly, but then I made a bunch of Christmas presents, and I gave my family some things from my inventory, so I really don't have that much stuff. Because I made this weenie, I really love this pattern like I've already said, but I want to make like 3 of these at least, and then I do want to make 1 light colored dachshund and not all of them be dark. So total of 3 weenies is my goal. I want to bring 5 cats, so I want to make a couple more cats, maybe a gray, a black, I don't know, maybe I'll make a calico, but the color changes might turn me off from doing that. And then I'm not going to be making more of these. This took a lot of brain power and more time than I think I would want to be able to sell a plushie for. Super cute though, so we'll see if it sells. Maybe I'll make another one, but if it doesn't sell, it's okay. At least I tried the pattern. It was really affordable. It is cute, and it does turn out tiny, but it took me too long, and honestly my yarn was waxy, so not the pattern itself, but for my own personal preferences, I'm not going to be doing that one again unless it sells. Obviously, I'm going to make a bunch of these. These are like a free mini pattern. So if you're looking for a mini frog that is not the Not Jaded Co., I know a lot of us already have the Not Jaded Co. I do have her regular and her baby frog pattern, so I'm going to make a couple of her regulars as well. They are bigger, but then I'm going to sell these little tiny ones to hopefully give people even smaller price point options. Because I do want to be able to offer that, because you guys know my plushies are big and they are going to be a little bit pricier because I want to be paying myself appropriately. Versus just giving my plushies away. I want to be paying myself for them. And I'm going to start weighing my yarn this year. That is one of my goals. That is one of my resolutions, is to weigh my yarn. I made this Holland Lot Bunny. This is Aura, pattern coming out in 2 weeks. This is just me trying to figure out, because I didn't write down all of the no sew directions, so I did just make another one, and I gave her like the black and white. I did just want to see how it would work up if I did a Dutch bunny, and I know some people might have Dutch bunnies. The color changes were a bit complicated because Dutch bunnies have like white limbs and then black ears and like a half black and white face and like half black and white back. So the color changes, if I ever did write a modification, are kind of difficult with like the rounds that you keep half of the colors, so I don't know if I'm going to write down a modification. Let me know if that's something you're interested in. If you have a Holland Lot Bunny, I'm going to make another one but with brown and white, and then it'll be like my bunny Hinata. She's like brown and white and colored this way. So Aura is coming out soon, and then I made this little baggie like I showed you, a tiny carrot for the bag to put in her pattern, but it's really simple. I mean, so yeah, this is in the tester's hands right now, and I can't believe I have such a good testing group. Thank you so much if you applied, and if you're testing for me, I appreciate you so much, and I can't wait to see what you guys create because I haven't seen anything yet. There's actually been one submission, and it's super cute, by Traveling Pony Studio. I really love her videos too, so if you haven't caught up with Carrie, her videos are great. They're in Tester's hands right now, and then I'm just going to be adding in the carrot, and she's just like a sitting, easy, quick bunny, but she's not just like a blob. She is like a fully formed rabbit. She's adorable. I really love her. She's like a mini Paisley. That's what she's giving me the vibes for, and she can just hang out with you. Ears are super long, and like I love that about her. I just feel like they're so cute. To give my testers a really big thank you ahead of time, I was at Goodwill yesterday and I was looking for a couple of display pieces, and let me show you what I found that I plan on putting items in. So this is, my sister found this. It is a bunny, like someone hand painted the bunnies on here, and it's just like a little crate, and honestly she said I should put plushies in it, so I think I might put I don't know if I should put Aura in here and maybe like lean it down so people can see that there's like little bunnies in the basket. I don't know yet what I'm gonna, but I feel like I should put bunnies in here, and I've got the 3. This picnic basket in the flood. I used to have a picnic basket and I used to put my fruit in it and sell my fruit that way, but it got thrown away in the flood. So I did buy this one, and I'm thinking of like I'll have to maybe do a little zip tie up top, and then I'll put all the fruit inside. I don't know what else I'm gonna put in here yet. Maybe little vegetables, but just like a little picnic basket. Maybe I'll make some cheese, put some cheese. I'm thinking of like play food that kids can play with. Well, this is a super good find. The basket, by the way, the other one, the bunny basket, was $1.99, and this was like $4.99. Yeah, so I feel like those are pretty good deals, and these are market display items that I'm gonna be using this next weekend. I also have a couple of display pieces I purchased for the convention that did not end up happening for me. So I do have some risers that should be really easy to put together. I also got this new bookshelf, so let me share this bookshelf with you. Show you the bookcase. So we've got the milks. We've got these little froggies. I'm gonna say, maybe I'll make a little sign that says I pop out, or pop me. And then the milks. 1 mini milk, and then the 3 big milks. He's so cute. His little head's a little tilted. I guess I sewed him on a little tilted. So yeah, this is my market prep so far. And then obviously I have pre-existing inventory, so I'm not too worried about it. I do know that we will get there. Oh yeah, and then the kitties, they need their noses. I don't want to focus too much on one creature. I want to kind of make a little bit of everything, and then I'll have options, but hopefully the price points will all just kind of be the same. That's what I'm thinking right now. To have like price sections instead of everything have a price tag. A lot of my inventory already has individual price tags from the convention that I shared with you guys back in August or October. I didn't end up going, but a lot of my stuff already has tags and prices on it, which helps me with the individual things. As far as categories and whole sections, like all the milks or all the little fruits or, you know, all that, I do want to just have price sections. I think that'd be easier for customers, easier for me. Look how cute little Lapras is. I finally put him out here. This is a pattern test I did for Ivory Rose Artistry. She's got great Pokemon patterns, and they're super cute. This is one of my favorite makes. I refuse to sell him. I think he's adorable. And I do have future plans to make more of them, but he did take a lot of love. It's not happening just yet, but maybe for my birthday or something I'll crochet myself one. I also 3D printed a bunch of dragon eggs, which I plan on crocheting little tiny dragons for. I don't know what the price point's going to be on any of those things yet because my eggs are kind of small. I'm going to be printing big eggs, and then I'll be listing those big eggs on my website. So if you're looking for any 3D printed eggs, I do have a limited color selection right now, but I'm going to be expanding the color selection, and then I will be shipping them out to you guys if you order them. I do need to get some boxes to ship those in boxes, but so far that's my plan. I do plan on using them at my markets, and I think they'll be beneficial for you guys if you plan on making little dragons that you want to put in eggs. Hi from me and Henry. This is my little porcelain bunny statue. Me literally a week later after filming. I am prepping for my market, and I'm laminating some sheets. This is something I've never done before. It's the morning of the market, and guys, I'm really nervous. I've not done an event in 5 months, as you know, as I've said, and I'm really nervous. I'm nervous to see people hopefully like my stuff. I'm nervous for people to maybe not like my stuff. I know you're supposed to have no expectations, and I'm really just hoping to make back my booth fee. I just feel like I'm so out of the loop. I haven't done this in such a long time. What I'm doing is I got this laminator from Walmart. I think it was 20 bucks. So it was pretty cheap. And then the papers I feel like were 15 bucks or 10 bucks. and they're these like laminating pouches. So I don't know, I've never done this before, but I printed out all of these price cards, like different prices, just so it'd be easy for me to put things in categories. In the pouch, I'm opening it up, I'm sliding it in, and then I'm just making sure that the plastic is covering like all the corners like that. Sliding it in here. It's working. So far, it is working. I've got a couple more pages to do, and then I'm gonna get myself ready and load my car up. I still have plushies that I have to take out. I have like a little display that I need to put them in my car. I charged my Square Reader last night. It's like I did like the little checklist, you know. I charged my Square Reader, I charged my iPad. I like using my iPad for like register and POS situations. It's a carnival, so people will be eating food. There'll be a lot of food there. I didn't really make any crochet food things. I obviously, this last week I wanted to make more things, and I was just really, really tired and exhausted this week. So I didn't do as much as I wanted to, and I'm just gonna not beat myself up about it because I can't go back and do anything. And then yeah, it spits this out, and it's all laminated, and I'm planning on, oh, it's shiny. I'm planning on cutting it with my big cutter. So far I've got the 20s, the 10s, and this is like the little under $10 items. I have all of that, and I'm working on the 20s now. I'm gonna grab more pouches. It's honestly a really easy process. I didn't know if this was gonna be difficult or easy when I started it, and I wanted it to be a heat laminator because I didn't want it, like if you do the other ones, if you cut the edges, the edge will be exposed and it won't be like sealed. So if we do this, the edges will be sealed. That's kind of what the goal is. Does that make sense? Did I just English right? It looks like it's gonna be a cold day. Hopefully not too cold so people wanna like go to the carnival, but it starts at 12 o'clock and it is currently 8:30. Happy market day! It is 10:54. Got my baloney, Fiona.
Hi.
And our car is jam-packed. I have some new display pieces that fit in my car pretty wonky, so I guess I'll show you a little preview of like everything that I have shoved in my car, and we're gonna unpack it. I'm next to a food vendor, so I think I'm gonna have to put up a sidewall. It's kind of what I was talking with the coordinator about, but I checked in and we have just about an hour to set up. Long. It's been a long time. It'll be okay. There's a carnival, so, oh, I can't zoom in. But there is like a bunch of food around us. I've seen like lemonade, taco, Italian ice. I've seen rolled ice cream. They have boba, they've got games. They have little, like, I'm right next to little roller coasters next to us. How do you feel about today?
Good.
What do you think we're gonna do?
Sell
A lot of stuff. Yeah, let's go set up. Hey, this is the skeleton. I got the checkout will be this back one. Hi. And then we're just working on like getting out all the little props. I still have some of my old display stuff, just a little bit. And then the plushies and the little basket from Goodwill that my sister helped me find. I'm definitely putting bunnies in there. She did, yes. And then we got more plushies. So the car is empty. So I'm gonna go park my car, or repark my car.
And then we're gonna set the toys up.
And then we're gonna set the toys up, and I think it's gonna be a fantastic day. If nothing else, I'm really excited to be selling again. Going over my display, I have these pinned up there. I ended up taping up a price sign. These are my 2 new bookshelves that I purchased. They fold up and collapse really easily, and I think I'm able to display a lot of product on them. I did end up switching up how I displayed the product, so this is not how I ended up doing it at the end. I love these. All of the display pieces that I have are going to be linked down below. I really love all of them, and they all give like a cohesive vibe. These are my little egg snakes that I 3D printed, capybaras. And some of these sections just have buckets, and some of them have those little tiny stands or little spice racks from Walmart. And we've got the CNC grids, my payment sign, and the basket from Goodwill. Overall, really enjoyed my setup. Day 2 skeleton. It's raining so bad. We had to drop my tent, and that entire tablecloth was soaking wet. This bag of plushies, everything that was on that stand fell over because the wind almost took my tent away, and like all my big plushies are covered in dirt. I think the saddest one, the ones that I'm most sad about, is like this and this one are the two that I'm like really sad about, because like that's a lot of time, you know. Sprigatito also, like, you know, like the big special ones, they're for lack of better words, ruined. So my small stuff made it because it was on the table, but they're all wet. And I had some things I wanted to crochet while I was here, and I just feel really stressed out. So there's the update for today. Okay, we are all set up. The layout had to change today, so.
Good morning. It is Monday morning, MLK Day, which is a holiday in school, and it is the last day of the carnival. I'm charging my Square Reader, my iPad right now. Yesterday was good. There's a lot to say about what happened. You see my puppy right there? A lot happened yesterday. I lost a lot of inventory. I think I can show you the shelf that I lost. I put them all on this rack and to dry, but they're all like dirty and wet. So really sad. These are like my most expensive plushies. Man, my hand is shaking, sorry. So yeah, I'm gonna get ready for the day, crochet some tiny things maybe, and I will check in with you later. Good morning. I am packing my car. I left, this is day 3 by the way, so this is Monday. I spent my morning making this shrimp, which is a free pattern on my Instagram, and I spent my morning planning out today and honestly thinking about a lot of stuff. I made a lot of notes about this whole weekend because yesterday I didn't film a lot, the day before I didn't film a lot. So here we are. I'm filming on my phone, so the quality might be different, and obviously I don't know where to look when it's my phone. Today's gonna be a good day. It's very cold in Florida. It's like 40 something. It's never this cold here. I feel like going to grab some mittens. I'm gonna grab a little beanie that my best friend Victoria made, so I'm gonna shout out to her. I do love her so much. And my car, I left my belongings at the fair, so it is pretty bare in here. This is my yarn for today. I put it all in a big bag. Sorry if I'm making you nauseous, moving you around. All I took home was my actual inventory, so I'm gonna be bringing this. I'm bringing this back, and I'm gonna set up all my plushies. We'll see how my tent did. I've never left my tent for an overnight ever, and this is my first time doing so. A lot of plushies still, not as many as we started with, but I basically have 2 full bags, and I started with like 3 full bags. Granted, half of a bag was big plushies, so that's this morning. I still didn't put my makeup on yet, so I'm gonna do that. So I'm not gonna look like this all day. I'm gonna see a chicken. These ones are called Maggie. The blonde ones are Maggie's. Hi, Maggie. Welcome to the recap portion of today's video, where I go over what sold, how much I sold, how each day went, and I have a little bit of notes on events that happened each specific day that I didn't pull my camera out to share with you, but my goodness, did I have an eventful 3 days, you guys. I know you guys saw a little bit of what happened, but I'm ready to share the details. Now I have everything written down in my little cat notebook, and overall, I would say I had a fantastic time selling, and it really sparked my motivation to look for more events. I want to crochet more projects for markets, and I really just want to put myself out there this year. Last year, I put myself out there and I had a blast. Now, I do think I learned quite a bit from last year with not going to be selling in the hot months. Florida gets really hot, unbearable, and my skin rashes out. I get irritable. I know people don't really want to shop in that weather, so I'm going to be saving my efforts in the summer this year. So I need to focus my efforts in this portion of the year, which is the spring, when the air is nice and cool and not too hot, but the sun is still shining. That's kind of the weather we have here in Florida, thank goodness. I want to look at a couple of events for the springtime, and then I'm going to be saving all of my efforts for nice winter markets. I pray that's what happens, but that's kind of where my goal is this year. And if I could vend at a convention, that is definitely my goal either this year or next year. Definitely one of my bucket list to-dos because I do love anime. I love anime plushies, and obviously I like creating patterns for anime plushies, which I'm still going to continue to do, but that's a personal goal for another video. Let's talk about this market. I just wanted to say that it really sparked my creativity and my urge to share with the community my creations, because sharing stuff on Instagram and receiving comments is really sweet, and as much as it makes my day, seeing someone touch my plushie and admire it in person is just so much more gratifying, and it makes me really realize that the efforts that I'm doing, someone appreciates it. Someone's willing to either pay for it or even just tell me that it looks so adorable that they can't even stand to walk away from my booth because it's so cute. That makes my day, to feel like when I feel that way about my plushies, but other people do. Enough chit-chatting. Sorry for yapping your ears off. I haven't yapped in a minute, and I finally feel ready. It's been about a week since this market happened, so I took a week off. I've been really busy this week. I have so much stuff to share with you via vlog, which will happen next video, so stay tuned for my next video. I will definitely try to have it out sooner than I had this one. On day one of the carnival, this is January 18th, 2025. A total of 45 items go through the itemized list. I think this might be interesting. Some things I will have a picture of and some things I will not. It really just depends on the item, but I think this is such a fun portion of the videos. Feel free to skip through to the end of the days if you want to see my totals for each day, but I really love sharing pictures and what sold because I'm interested myself, and when I watch other people's videos, this is like one of my favorite parts. Also, not just me telling you I sold a rat for $7, but you seeing the rat for $7, I feel like that's special too because it's kind of important. And if you're looking for any patterns, I do have a nice big pattern list link down below. There are two lists. There's one that I do my pattern tests, and the other one is my regular patterns I've purchased. You might have to look through both of the lists to find what you're looking for, and if you still don't see what you're looking for, please just send me a comment and I will message you back. Not because I don't want to, because I work really hard at making sure I'm providing this information to you, but sometimes because I'm doing this in my spare time, I don't catch some things, so some patterns might not be in there, but please check the link before you message because most of the time I do have it linked down there. Okay, so this was the Winter Carnival. I sold Charmander for $30. This is a pattern by Sia and Pen. I made these quite a while ago. They're the Pocket Monsters, so Charmander finally sold. I've had him for a little while. Then I sold a $15, I call it Puppy Dobby, but it's actually a deer, and it's by, her name was Cozy Wonders Crochet, but now she goes by Ivory Rose Artistry. She's got a pattern pack of little woodland babies, and that is the deer that I failed to create French knots on, so it looks like Dobby. She bought it because she said it looked like a puppy. And then I sold a pack of strawberries. I feel like I wrote the pattern because it's like 5 rounds. So I crocheted 2 little strawberries and I sell them in a little plastic baggie for $5. I was trying to come up with the right pricing. I don't know if that's permanently how much I want to price those little strawberries at, but I sold a pack of strawberries for $5. And then I sold a $5 All From Jade Whale, a $7 Kirby. The $5 whale is a free pattern on Instagram, and so is the Kirby. And then I had a $10 3D printed egg, which are going to be available on my website, so please take a look if you're interested in doing any 3D printed objects. I am going to be offering eggs in 2 different sizes, I believe, so you can sell your crochet plushies in eggs, and I'm going to make them affordable. I just need to figure out the packaging and all that because I want to be able to ship them nicely, but that kind of adds up, so I'm trying to figure all that out still, so hopefully by the time you're watching this video, I'll have that all figured out. And I crocheted a little dinosaur inside the egg. That is also a free Instagram pattern. And then I had that $18 flamingo, which is by Murphy Crochets. I don't think I'm going to be making that pattern again. It was just for the price. I feel like I don't want to make it again. It was really cute though, and a lot of people liked it, and I was able to put it in the chair. So with that in mind, maybe I'll make another one, but because it took me so long, I don't know how I feel about it. $7 strawberry milk, which is like the little baby milk that I made. I sold the 2 wiener dogs, and those were $15 each, so for $30 I sold both wiener dogs. And then I sold 3 of my Demon Slayers. which is the protectors. That's the pattern that I've written. And someone bought all three in one go. They did not buy Nezuko, so they bought, I call him Zing, they bought Wilder, and Soul. They did not buy Nezuko or Blossom. For $75, so $25 a piece. I'm going to be honest, all those anime plushies, 10 out of 10 recommend. I was really concerned about this, and I'll, I guess, talk about this a little later, but I was really concerned because I had a lot of anime plushies that are kind of specific for a specific audience. I didn't end up having my convention from last year. I didn't end up going. So I had a lot of anime plushies, and I just enjoy making anime plushies. So I was nervous because this is a general like kids event and not many people like might know or watch anime in my town especially. So the fact that so many people recognized the characters, and I feel like I got a lot of purchases on my anime stuff. I feel so good about it. I was worried for nothing, and maybe a different event, maybe not would have been as recognized or not as well, but I felt really validated when a lot of people noticed. A lot of people recognized what they were. A lot of, like, it ranged. The ages ranged, and some people, it was like parents that knew that their kids, like, it was like 40-year-old parents knew that their 20-year-old kids enjoyed it. Kind of like my parents, like, they know that I enjoy this stuff, so like they went and bought me Naruto stuff for Christmas, kind of like that. And I thought that was so cute, so wholesome, and I really enjoyed that. So little spiel there, but I sold the 3 Demon Slayers. I had another 3D printed egg for $10, and I had a little snake in it. I just freehanded a little snake. And then another All From Jade $5 whale. A $7 frog. This is a free pattern on Instagram. You can also use the Not Jaded Co. one, but these little ones are so tiny and cute, and it's a free pattern. You might as well go use it. So I'm going to have that link down below as well. Some of the little froggies that I had, I crocheted the free modification tutu onto it. You just do a back loops only round, and then you crochet a pink, like, half double crochet, a bunch of half double crochets in the skirt, and it makes a cute little feminine one. So you have like little boys and little girl frogs, and people loved that. So I had those for $7, and then someone bought a little $7 turtle, which is a pattern by my friend Comfort Loops. Hopefully one day she will post her free pattern on her Instagram. But for now, she just sent it to me. 2 All From Jade whales. We had 1 baby milk. We had a Kirby. We had a $7 shrimp, which is a free pattern on my Instagram if you're curious. Those little shrimps sell really well. People recognize shrimp. They're really cute. They're tiny. They're pretty affordable. You could probably sell them for $5 to $8, depending on your area, depending on what you're comfortable with. I just threw it in my $7 section because it was the same size, and they sold really well. I sold out of those. A $7 capybara, which is also a free Instagram pattern on my Instagram, and then a $5 whale, another All From Jade whale. We sold the $25 Rainbow Snake by Crochet Grove. That pattern by Crochet Grove is so cool. It did take me a while, which is why I charged $25, and then I did use the pretty sinker eyes. I charged $25, but actually that little girl really wanted to buy the affordable $10 like egg snake, but she missed it because someone already bought it. So she really likes snakes, and she ended up purchasing the really big rainbow ones, which is a cool purchase. And then I sold another $7 frog. I sold 2 $7 possums, and I want to say that possum pattern is, I'm trying to remember, how do I make those possums? I think there might be Horror Crochet pattern. Horror Crochet has all of the floof pals. It's like 30 something patterns. It's kind of expensive, but it's worth it because you get so many animals, and I think they're perfect for markets. So I think that was a Horror Crochet pattern that I used, and I made a couple of the possums with dead eyes, so like they had X's on their eyes, and then a couple of them were alive, and people really enjoyed that. All the ones that had the X's, I was either hanging them from my tent by their tails, so they were hanging upside down, or I had them flipped upside down so their little paws were up, and people really liked that. I sold the Umbreon, which is a pattern test I did with Pebble Crochet. All of her Pokemon are so cute, but her Umbreon, Vaporeon, and Sylveon are specifically ones I've tested for her, and I love them. I'm in her Pikachu pattern test right now, and so I'm going to be working on that this weekend. Umbreon sold for $60, and then that same person also bought one of my $15 penguins. This is also a free pattern on Instagram. I really like that free penguin pattern. It's really cute, super simple. They work up pretty good size. Bunch of fruit. It was $20 total, but they bought my little strawberry pack. They bought a little pineapple and a banana, which is by Not Mama. I want to say Not Mama is it's a purchased banana pattern. I didn't bring my claw machine to this event. It was my first time back, and I didn't have enough stuff made to throw in a claw machine. I sold another possum, another Kirby. I sold the alien, which is a pattern test I did for straight up handmade was the alien. I like that alien invader. Sold it for $22. And then one transaction, I sold one of the rats. I sold a big milk, the regular big milk, and a strawbert, which is the strawberry snail. That the pattern is by Garden Hoe Crochet. And the little milks, by the way, are by Rory, little baby Rory Crafts. Those milks, the big version is technically her baby milk, and then I made a baby milk by modifying the pattern. So you're not going to be able to find the little mini ones I made just because I stopped at like round 3 and I did my own thing. And I sold my $65 link. This is a pattern by Crochet Landia. This has been a very special project I've had in my collection for a while. My little brother Dominic really loved this link, and for a while I was going to actually gift that one to him, but for Christmas I ended up giving him the troll version that I made with the Boko bow and the master sword. I think that is the most special link I have ever made, so I did end up giving him the other one for Christmas. So this link ended up selling at this event for $65 to a mega fan, and she enjoyed it a lot. So it was really nice to see it go to a loving home and to see her enjoy it just so much immediately. Now, these two I sold the $30 Eevee, which was from the Sia and Pen. I've had that one for a while. It's been almost a year, I want to say, that I've had that Eevee for $30. And then I sold a $30 Vaporeon, which was my first version of Pebble Crochet's Vaporeon test. I did not like how I did it. I know I've told you guys about this in a previous vlog when I was actually making it. I was not embarrassed that I did it, but I just didn't feel like it was very cute. I don't think the white pupils look creepy all the time. I think specifically with this project, the way that I did it, I think I should have done it differently. Maybe it's because I used the Bernat blanket yarn. Something about it was just off to me. So I ended up having to redo this pattern test, and I didn't feel very good about the first one I made. So I sold it at half price at $30, and this person ended up buying both of them. She did not care. Like, I'm not going to voice my nervousness about a project to anybody, but she did ask me why it was $30. It was just because I had to redo it. So the very last thing I sold on Saturday was a $15 popping frog by Cable and Canvas that I shared with you guys. It went to a little boy and he liked the hot pink one, which was cool. Altogether on Saturday, I made a daily total throughout cash, card, Venmo, and any other electronic payment source, a total of $714, which is insane. Now, my booth fee to be there was $220 just about, and then estimating my total of materials for everything that I sold as $150. Already I'm profiting on day 1 because that means my cost to be there and my cost of materials is going to be less than what I made in one day, which was so fantastic to see. It was rewarding to hear people's exchanges with my plushies, and I could not wait for day 2. Now, we packed up at 6 p.m. and no one else was packing up. I learned later that this event ended up going until 11 p.m. So it was 12 to 11 p.m. and we packed up early. I did not know, and it was just kind of a miscommunication via email. I was a part of an old group that had different timing because I paid so far ahead of time that I wasn't notified of the change of what vendors were going to be doing, which is fine. It all ended up working out. So on day 2, I was mentally prepared to be there from 12 to 11 p.m., which is insane. I ended up not bringing my sister on day 2 because I heard it was going to be rainy, and having my siblings there when it's rainy, I didn't want to put her through what I put my brother through. In July of last year, we went through a big rain and thunderstorm, and we were soaking wet all day, very cold, everything was wet.
I can't even make this up, you guys. Look at what Dominic looks pretty good, but it's like literally lightning storm right now. Oh god, our neighbor's tent just blew down. Hold on.
Very cold, everything was wet. It was really a difficult market. It was one of my most difficult markets I ever did last year, and I knew, knowing that there was going to be rain, I did not want to drag her into something like that, so she stayed home, and I ended up going by myself, which had positives and negatives because I get there and it is not raining yet, but immediately, like, I put my sidewalls up and it's too windy because my tent starts moving, which I have the proper amount of weights on there. It's just so windy. Like, the gusts of wind were like 40 miles an hour, which is crazy. So I had tent weights on my legs, and my tent was kind of like blowing because of my sidewalls. So I took all my walls down. It started raining really hard, so I put my walls back up, and then the wind was causing like the water to get inside, which it was okay. I had everything kind of like stockpiled in the center of my tent. I know I shared with you guys a clip of maybe some of the rain. It was intense and it wasn't as scary as it has been before, but then all of a sudden my tent was going to blow away. And thank God I had a very nice neighbor who sprinted across. She was a food vendor. Her name was Jeannie. I'll never forget Jeannie. Thank you so much, Miss Jeannie, because she sprinted across the market and she helped me hold my tent down. She ended up slicing her whole finger in half. And unfortunately, because the wind was so strong, like while all this was happening, one of the sidewalls pushed my bookshelf so hard that the whole thing fell to the floor. And unfortunately, that bookshelf had my most expensive plushies in it, which I know I shared with you. They're all dirty. A lot of them, some of them were like really special big projects I've made throughout this last year. I was shaking out of like anxiety that my tent was just going to blow away, that all my electronics were going to get wet, that all the rest of the plushies were going to get wet, that like I didn't know what to do. So when in doubt, drop your tent. This is just one of those rookie mistakes, which I've been in rain before, so I just forgot, especially because this is like one of my first events back. So this was just a my bad kind of situation. Once we dropped my tent, so like we lowered it, it was much better. So yeah, Jeannie helped me. Her and her husband were very nice. They owned a chicken stand, a Brazilian chicken stand across the way. And all weekend, she was just very sweet to me after this obviously traumatic event. And we were able to I was able to dry everything off and put everything back out and have everything up for sale by about 4 o'clock. So from 4 o'clock to 11 p.m., I was able to sell and make some money. I had a total of 23 items sell this day, so I would say it was definitely worth me being there. I don't know if it was worth me losing all the big plushies on the dirty floor because the floor was black and wet, so when they fell, they all got wet and black dirt got on them. I am hoping to use some hot water and clean all of them, but that is a task I have not yet to do because it just kind of it hurts me to see them. They're over there right now. They're all dry. It's just they're dirty. So all of them have specialty eyes, so I don't want to put them in the washing machine. I don't want their eyes to get scratched. I'm trying to figure out the best way to clean them and deal with it, but so far I have not done that. So I'll keep you guys posted in my next vlog with how I clean them or what I do about that. So yeah, everything else ended up being saved, ended up being okay. I ended up putting everything out, my price signs and everything. And this event, I really learned that everything that I was prepping to do at the convention with like barcodes and everything having an individual price tag just did not work for me. I do not like doing my business that way. As much as I like doing inventory and like counting inventory, I think I'm just going to keep things in price categories. Like these are all $7, these are all $10, these are all $25. And then if something took me more effort and it should be $30, maybe think about another price category, but if not enough things should be $30, it can be $25. And then if something is maybe $20 or maybe should be $22, I mark it as $25. And then that kind of balances it all out. That's how I'm looking at it. That's kind of what I'm doing now. That's what I realized at this 3-day event that really helped me was just having things in general price categories really, really helped. And just having price signs, which next time I'm going to work on having even cuter price signs. These were just a black, like general, easy. My bunny is causing chaos. She is so chaotic. Hinata. She's so chaotic. Something I definitely would want to like think about next time beforehand, that everything's kind of going into general price categories, like what maybe thinking about like what price I want things to be at, that kind of thing. I think all my $7 items could be $8, and I think all of my $15 items could be $12 or $13. So maybe just kind of playing around with that is something that I'll do in the future. So on the 19th, on Sunday, I sold a $5 pumpkin, which was in my little fruit basket. I sold a possum, a mini Inosuke, which was in a like $15 anime section. That was the one I made out of Posh from my pattern. I think I need to feed my bunnies because they're hungry. Oh, they're being naughty. $15 Totoro. I had a pattern test I did with Posy Creates. I feel like the name of her cow is Poppy, the baby cow. That sold for $25. And then I sold a $7 capybara, $25 Nezuko, which is from my pattern for Blossom. And then I sold Ponyo for $15, chicken Ponyo. There were quite a couple people who recognized chicken Ponyo. I was surprised because I was like, people are either going to think, what the heck is this? Or she is so cute. I love Ponyo. And a lot of people recognized Ponyo, and she sold for $15. They're being so bad right now. They've been so good. And then all of a sudden I pull out my camera and they're like, let's go test mom's patience and see what we can get away with. Guys, leave it alone, please. A $15 Kodama, it's a free pattern on my Instagram. Buddy the Elf I had just made for $25. So then I had a $6 possum. I gave it to her at $1 discount because she only had $6 and she really, 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 really wanted a possum. The only other things I sell for under $7 is $5 whales, and she did not really want a whale, so I gave it to her for $6. One of my $7 shrimp, $5 whale, and $7 frog. And then I sold Rapunzel for $45. Now, I felt really kind of sad about this sale because I've had Rapunzel in my collection for a long time. This is one of the first plushies that I ever like freehanded, or like one of the first dolls I ever made was Rapunzel and Ariel. And I gave Ariel to my siblings, so my sisters have Ariel. But Rapunzel was made out of velvet yarn from Hobby Lobby, and it was one of the first dolls I ever made and freehanded, and she was beautiful. So she sold for $45, and as much as it felt good to sell her, I was really sad about it because it was just one of those mile marker plushies, and I've had her for so long, and she finally sold. You know, and it's one of those things where you tell yourself to lower the price on something, and she took so much work. I mean, her hair is long, and I gave her a lot of strands of hair, and she's made out of kind of velvetish yarn. One of those things, I could have told myself to just sell it for cheaper. She probably would have gone way quicker, but I never lowered the value of that plushie because she always meant that much to me, and the work put into her was always the same. Her quality never decreased. She was always beautiful. So she was one of those sales that was like bittersweet. It was like someone saw her worth and bought her, and now they can enjoy her or maybe gift her to somebody, and I just lost something that was like a milestone, but it was also a milestone to sell her, you know? It was one of those like bittersweet projects. $7 shrimp, a $5 rat, which I love that rat pattern. Love that rat pattern. I'm going to be making so many of those. I think that is one of my like new favorite quick, easy patterns. I also have her possums. I'm going to be making those like little possums, little rats. I think they're so cute. I like putting them on my wrist, on my purse, or you can like loop them onto your jeans, like on your belt of your jeans. I love that pattern. So I'm going to forever make those, and they sell really well. I sold out of those. After the rat, I sold $7 capybara. I sold a $25 Maurice the monkey, and then two $7 capybaras, and someone tipped me $5 on my $15 penguin, but they gave me $20. So $20 for my penguin. So my total for cash, Zelle, card, and any other electronic payment on Sunday was $309, which is crazy. That means we're just over like $1,000 in 2 days. I'm not accounting for supplies or the fee, which I already told you, but that was just like icing on the cake right there. It was great. I had a great time selling even after everything got wet. Like, it was still just such a nice day. Now for Monday, this is like the shortest day. It was really difficult. I made like no sales. I was sitting there with like no sales for a while, and it was just kind of one of those days where it was nice to just see my sister enjoy the carnival, and the carnival was really nice, but it was freezing. It was MLK Day, so we were kind of anticipating there being a lot of people there on Monday, and you know, people just didn't leave their house because it doesn't get this cold in Florida, and it was so cold, and no one left their house, so we didn't have that many customers. I made a lot of stuff while I was sitting there, but I did not make a lot of sales. So I sold a $5 whale, a $7 possum, 3 more $5 whales, and then a $7 capybara for a total of $34 in 5 hours, which was like the slowest day. I'm grateful for the $35 because that paid for my gas for the whole weekend from going back and forth. So that was like made my gas back basically, which was nice. Some takeaways from this weekend, I would say I would want to make more play food. I want to have like a whole play food section. I want to have enough food for it to be a whole section. I didn't have enough food for it to be a section at this one. I had more animals, so animals had sections, but I want to have enough play food to fill up like a little play food area. And one of my notes says, don't be scared to make anime plushies, especially because I love them. When I have the passion and people can see the light up of my face, I think that really helps like connect people. I think that helps people enjoy the plushie even more. And for the work and the detail that goes into them, I think $25, especially for like my little bite-sized ones, is the perfect price. People don't mind paying that, especially if it's for a gift or for themselves or for decor. It's the perfect price that I found so far. Don't be scared to make them. Don't be scared to make whatever you want to make, whatever floats your boat. This specifically is just these things have been floating my boat, and I'm just reminding myself not to be scared to create them because someone else will love them too. So many people recognize them is something that I wrote down. And then I wrote down on the third day, the slow day that I was there for 5 hours, I crocheted a total of 2 manatees. I crocheted 1 shrimpy and 5 all from jade whales, just in downtime in between hanging out with my sister. So I crocheted a lot of stuff that day. Some other takeaways, things that people asked for while we were sitting there, different cats. The Murphy Crochet cats, the 2 that I did create, it was a paid pattern. I think the pattern was only a couple dollars. They're super cute. They're just 2 sitting cats. I know I shared them with you, but no one bought them. No one even noticed I had them. And it could have been the placement that I had them in. Maybe had I had more color options, or maybe if I had a couple different styles, but that was the only style cat that I had. People asked for cats, and when I would show them to them, no one wanted them. Maybe it was the colors that I chose again. It could be me, but I don't see myself making more of them until I sell the ones that I have, and then I can see myself maybe making a couple other styles of cats because I've sold out of all the other kinds of cats that I've made, so this specific sitting style just didn't sell. It could be this event though. I can't really speak in general terms when this is just one event, but different cats. I wrote more dogs. The wiener dogs sold out immediately, and my friend Victoria does really well with they're like wiener dog, like in a bun, dogs in a bun, and they're super cute. So I'm thinking of maybe making some of that pattern. I'm making some Dragon Ball characters. That was something that was asked for, which is actually something I've been like rewatching Dragon Ball with my partner, and that is something that I do want to do. I'm trying to figure out how to make their hair look proper because I want to do Goku and Vegeta justice. So I'm definitely going to be mapping out how to do their hair well, and I'm going to be getting out the Attack on Titan characters soon. That's one of my like next steps is like those characters and some of my bite-sized Naruto characters because I really, really, really love Naruto. I think that's one of my favorite anime of all time, and it means a lot to me, that show. But this is about Dragon Ball. Someone asked for Dragon Ball plushies because they saw all the anime stuff and I did not have any Dragon Ball plushies. And then someone asked for Stitch and Yoda. Now, if you look at my booth, you might notice that I avoid Disney characters for reasons. I know people make them and I know I make other things, but I know people ask for Stitch and Yoda, but I don't think that's something that I'm really going to step into or work on. I just don't want to be creating those plushies. I know there's a lot of other crocheters who do create little Yodas and little Disney characters, and maybe I'll just leave it to them to create that. So if you're one of those, good luck. They're probably super cute, and I've seen some really cool free patterns for them. But as far as my booth goes, I know people asked for it, but I don't think I'm going to be creating those anytime soon. The one Stitch that I did create was a gift for one of my best friends, and I never made it again. So people asked a lot for custom pets. They wanted me to crochet their pets for them, which I thought was interesting. People wanted me to crochet their chihuahuas, their dogs, their coloring markings and all that. So it's something that was requested that I said that I would probably do, depending on the price range and how big and all that and the time frame. Like I said, I would need some time to do it. So no one ever followed through with the requests, but a couple people said, hey, can you make my dog? And then, oh, okay, well, I'll look at your website. But my website doesn't have a custom option, so I don't know. Maybe I'll make that an option. I don't know if I want to do that, though. I really like making the plushies that I like making. So if it's a custom bunny, I would say yes. But they're custom dogs, and I don't really have many like customizable dog patterns. I know there's a couple that I've seen, but I don't know if I want to make them. So that's kind of the predicament I'm in. That's just kind of the market scene is like people wanted me to crochet their dogs or for their partners, like for Valentine's Day. And as much as I want to make money, I don't know if I want to do that. So, custom pets. Someone asked for more evolutions, because those sold out. By the way, the evolutions sold out. Eevee is super popular, so I would not be scared to make more evolutions. I would definitely work on more pebble crochet projects. They are kind of big, but it looks like because they're so beautiful, no one seems to care about the price tag, so definitely would be working on more of those. Even just to have on my table, they're really cute, so. I know there's other evolution projects. There's a couple that I've been looking at that are smaller, so I'm thinking of maybe adding some of those because Eevee is so popular. Someone asked for manatees because of the area that I'm in, which makes sense. I did make, like I said, I made a couple free manatee patterns by A. Parlin Crochet. She's got a really cool free one on her page that I really like making. And then there's also Bob the manatee, which is like a bigger manatee. I always have a hard time selling Bob when I have him, but maybe at a local event or maybe at a local school might do better. So we'll see if I make those. And someone else, the very last request was otters, which 100% agree. Otters are something that I have on my list. I just haven't gotten to making. So I'm definitely going to be looking into either a pattern or I already have a pattern for one, so I might just make that one. But there's a lot of sewing involved. And I want to make it an affordable otter, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I have a couple of events lined up now for the future because I did this one, kind of broke the ice for my year of market. So thank you so much for joining me on my first market back of the year in the last 5 months. Thank you for joining me in my 2025 journey. If you've been here since last year, thank you so much. I really appreciate all of you and all of your kind comments, all of your Instagram comments, every single bit of love. I appreciate you and I want to give right back. I'm planning on making a Patreon soon for some specialty eyes. I do hand paint and sell safety eyes, so if that's something that you're interested in, I'm going to maybe have a tier list for special eyes and collections coming out in 2025. And yeah, I'm going to be working on more anime patterns, so if this seems to be like your jam, then stay tuned, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!